XRP, we start with 1 hour chart. First of all, if we refer to our analysis, since the price was within this move, we mentioned we're looking for buy. And we look at this one based on the bigger picture. That's why after we get this one, we mentioned if there is a continuation, we can keep, but we should know maybe this one give us one more drop. That's why I mentioned if this one tend to flat, in terms of the risk and reward, it can give us better trade setup. Anyway, we mentioned we can expect to look price continue, and one of the option was to have entry above this. And whoever get the trade by having entry above this, they shouldn't be in the trade. As we can see, we mentioned maximum 2 hours, and that is we can see in the third hour the price there. All right, that means they should take out the trade. Is not valid anymore because we mentioned within 1 or 2 hours, if the price didn't continue, then we take out the trade. And beside that, we mentioned we're looking for the sharp move, and what we get here was really corrective. All right, when we see this kind of the corrective move, we shouldn't keep our entry above this. We should take out the trade. That means this trade having entry above this is not valid. All right, and no one should be in this trade. Anyway, as what we expected, the price continue, and the only way to look for trade was to trade based on 15-minute, either trade from here or this top. Anyway, in our analysis, we focus based on higher time frame. All right, that means we don't trade based on 15-minute. And what we expected, the price to continue, but we couldn't get a really good trade setup based on the analysis. Anyway, since the price was within this move, we have been looking for buy, and this is what we get. That's why when the price was around 70 cent, I was keep highlighting to look for buy, and whoever get the trade, because this is what we get, and whoever get the trade within this move, right now they should move their stop loss. I mean, they should book some profit, not move their stop loss to break even. All right. Now, we want to see what's the next, whether this is a correction for continuation. We mentioned if there is a continuation, we're looking for 1.17, or still we can expect this one turn to bigger correction. Okay. For now, we cannot expect the price to drop to any of this level anymore. All right. That means these levels are not valid. Then how we can look at this, because if we refer to the indicators, we have a divergence. One thing I need to highlight here, I'm not giving the signals, I'm just letting you know how we can look for trade and how we can I mean the different option and the different possibilities, how to read the chart, how to look for trade. Because as I mentioned, there was a trade setup. Even in my last analysis, we mentioned we get the trade from here, then I mentioned whoever get the trade, they have to start to manage. There was a continuation, but as a corrective move. That's why we mentioned if we get one more drop, then any reversal from there, it can give us better trade setup. But the only way was because at that time the price was within this move. We had the trade already from here. Okay. Okay. Now we want to see how we can look at this one, how we can look for trade. We want to see the different options. As I mentioned, we just go through the charts. Then the traders, if they want to trade, it depends on the strategy they use. All right. But I put my idea on how I will look for the trade as well. First of all, as we can see, the price tag the previous stop. Okay. And we mentioned having a trade above this one was not valid because of the movement. And even if anyone get a trade, we mentioned maximum 2 hours. There was a 3 hours or more than 3 hours, the price was there. That means no one should be in this trade. And as we can see, the price tag the previous stop, and we see the divergence. What can we expect? Technically, when we see the divergence, we can expect to get the reversal. Maybe we get the flat for continuation, or even the price retest their previous low. Bigger flat, what type of the flat? We are not going to get into the details. The only thing says we get one more drop, at least similar to what we get here for continuation. This is one of the options we can look for. The another one made this one get turned to a small correction flag for continuation. Then how we can look for trade? Okay, if there is a flag, the only way to have entry above this. It depends how deep it can go. If turned to a flat, we can look for the reversal similar what we get here. All right, but then how we can look for trade? Which one can give us better trade setup? Whether the flag and continuation, or if this one turned to a flat. All right, but still we're looking for 1.17. We want to see the breakout of 1.17. As we discussed, if we mention if we get any trade, we're looking for the breakout of 1.17. All right, This is not the target. This is, we can use it as a continue. I mean, where to uh, manage our trade. If traders, they want to use it as target also is okay. Okay, because this one is a 27% of this move. Now we will move to higher time frame. We want to see what we have based on daily chart. First, as we discussed, we mentioned the price can consolidate here. And now we see for a few days the price was there. Now we want to see whether this is the start of the up move and how we can look for trade. That's why we have been looking for buy since the price was within this move. And right now we're looking for any trade setup for buy. We will take the trade. Either this one turn to a bigger flat or flag for continuation. But one thing we need to know that based on 1 hour chart, we have a divergence and still we are within this flat. We need to know about this possibility. But when we trade based on forward chart, we don't have anything. The only thing is any trade for buy, we can take the trade. In this case, we just focus based on 1 hour chart. How we can look for trade, just now we explained. Mostly we can expect to get the flag here for continuation. But any trade we get it, we want to see the breakout of 1.17 following by this one, which is 1.3. All right. But the only things I need to highlight here that we should be aware about the bigger picture in case the price give us one more drop. That means any trade we get for the buy, we have to have a proper management. The best place we could look for buy when the price was within this range, because we see the reversal from here. But right now, to see the we don't have any confirmation whether the price can continue or reverse, because we have this flat. That's why I'm keep highlighting of this. I don't want to anyone buy at the top then the price drop. Since we have a divergence, technically we can expect to get one more drop, but I don't think this is the one is going to retest the low. Okay, I want to highlight about these things because I want to traders at least know how they're looking for trade. Okay, then beside that, how we can look for trade, I mentioned either we get the flag here, we look for buy, we put the target as 1.17, or we can expect this one turn to a flat. This is how we can look at this. The only times we cannot look for buy, if we get one more drop sharply, correction, this is where we can look for sell. And this is where we can confirm we have to wait. We cannot look for buy. Either we get the deeper correction or reversal. Anyway, right now we're looking at this. If we get any trade setup for buy, we will take it as a short-term trade. In this case, we just follow the chart. And what I want to see that whoever get the trade again within this move, they have to start to book profit. Okay. And we just follow the chart. If I see any update, I will share. Thank you.